Tonight on Sunday Night Wrestling, we have the passing of John Huber, aka Brody Lee. We'll be talking about that. We also have the story here of WWE and Impact. What's going on with that situation? We also have the story here tonight of there we go, guys. Hey, guys, we also have the story here tonight of WWE and Impact contract updates. We also have the story tonight here on Sunday Night Wrestling about everything that's going on with New Japan. Tonight, in about another 4 hours, they're going live in I believe Osaka, Japan, somewhere in Japan for Wrestle Kingdom 15. We got the rundown for that. I also have the latest on Sonya Deville. We're going to do in our Wrestle Queer segment and a special surprise from someone. So stick around for that. You're listening here to Sunday Night Wrestling, and we're going to get right to the show. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Wrestling, the late edition of Sunday Night Wrestling. I'm here with you guys. We're live streaming here everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Okay, maybe not everywhere, but fine. We're close enough. I'm your host here, Peter Parker, aka EJ. You guys can follow me at EJPCO Corner. Once again, I'm coming in here with you guys tonight to chat about everything that's going on in the world of wrestling. So stick with me. I have the latest reports on what's going on with, as I mentioned, Sonya Deville, also an AEW superstar by the name of Sunny Kiss. I think you guys be very interested in that news. But right now, what I want to get to is the conversation that's going around the world of professional wrestling at the moment. The world is kind of going through the feels right now with, unfortunately, with the passing of none other than Brody Lee. This past week on AEW, aka John Huber, aka Brody Lee, and he passed away. We have the latest news. Something just hit my desk, like literally about 4 minutes ago, if you will, just regarding him. Still news pouring out, and it's just been a really tough week for the world of professional wrestling. I haven't really had a chance to really process the news, if you will. It's been a lot going on, and so I want to start with just this situation here with John Huber. I was working that night, but I also was watching AEW live on the screen. But it was really something breathtaking to watch. It was a lot of what I thought it would be. It was a very somber night. Apparently everyone was cold. It's been really chilly down in Florida, this past week we got the news that he passed, and it's been a whirlwind of information coming out. The news came out from his wife, and I think that, apparently, like it was a I guess kept secret, if you will, and I just, I understand the reason for keeping it secret. We don't want to, none of the information that's currently happening right now that's coming out. I mean, we're in like almost the second week of the passing of John Huber, and to my knowledge, it was a great event. the ratings were through the roof. They were like literally inches away from 1 million, which is impressive. Obviously, the night with John Huber, and I couldn't ask for a better send off for him. And it was great. It was a great, like, I didn't really get that emotional until the end. But I could tell everyone was in their feelings. And as was the rest of the IWC, the wrestling community. We were all in our emotions and our feelings. Yeah, so there you go. AEW memorized. John Huber. It's good. I should put memorialized. And so I like, it's tough to even talk about. I don't even know how to put it in words. When it comes to death, I may not be the best person to talk about it, which is why I just decided to start it off the show rather than end the show with it. And so it's been a touch and go thing, for a lot of people. I have some quotes here, real quick. Just let me type this in here. But a lot of people were giving their, quotes and stuff. The one that really got me was the Big E. It was tough to hear him, the stories of him on the road, and everyone in WWE, just their emotions was running high, and to the point where they had to edit a video and all that stuff. Clearly they were working on it, but people came out of the woodwork and said some things, and it wasn't pretty, and I got it, I totally get it. And there was, the WWE fanboys and fangirls, defending the company, and because of fans and wrestlers, former wrestlers, who are a little upset at the fact that WWE did not do enough for John Huber, aka Brody Lee. Sorry, Bray Wyatt is another one who had a very touching situation with his message there. I don't have that one on me. Let me see. I might be able to pull that up because I did have it, I think, in my Facebook. But yeah, it's very emotional, very, very tough for everyone. This is AEW's first like loss. This is their first real loss for the company. So I'm sure that there are people who are don't even know how to deal with this. And it's really hard, as I said, for even myself to like try to grasp the words. Normally I'm kind of touch and go with it, like, and I don't really get tied in my words. But this is tough because the worst part of losing someone is when they die suddenly. And I think that's what the most of like what everyone feels. So I have here, shout out to the Shield from Justice here, on Facebook. They put out Seth Rollins' message about Brody Lee. He says, I was hoping at some point that the perfect words would come to me, but the truth is I still can't even come to terms with reality on this one. My heart is so broken. I love Brody. He was truly all the great things everyone has already said he is, and if you ever met him, you'd known it in an instant. Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think we could say enough about this man. And everything that everyone had to say about him has been just so humble, so just full of emotions and the truth. Those that knew Brody, what he was, a very humble person. And shout out to AEW who did this great right up here is talking about, say, the AEW family is heartbroken in an industry filled with good people. John Huber was exceptionally respected and beloved in every way, a fierce and captivating, a thoughtful mentor, and simply a very kind soul that stark contradicted his persona as Mr. Brody Lee, aka the Exalted One. And it goes on and says here, John love for his wife Amanda and children Brody and Nolan was evident to all of us who were fortunate to spend time with him. And we send our love and support with this beautiful family today and always. We are privileged at AEW to call John Huber a brother, a friend, and one of our own. As I mentioned, this is their first like official loss here. As far as a talent passing in AEW, and so it's tough. I can imagine how tough it is to start a new promotion, and now you have a death in the family, if you will, with AEW. And it's tough. It's tough to deal with this. Like I said, I don't think I've really processed it yet. But I see all the tweets and whatnot. I'm really thinking about his child, his son and his wife. She put out the first statement and stating that it was non-COVID related. I'm assuming something, maybe lung disease or whatnot. But his lungs collapsed. According to JR, Jim Ross on his podcast. His lungs were basically, his lungs were not to the point where they had to take him off, take him off the machine and see if he could breathe on his own, because he was not even healthy enough to get a transplant to that situation. So I'm assuming it's something, lung related. Obviously, both of his lungs were in serious situation, and unfortunately, he just didn't live. And apparently he was in the ICU since October, the late October. And the sad part, like I said, is the sudden death. I don't think it was sudden for the family, because clearly they kept it since October. But I think everyone else, that people are just finding out still, it's a shock. And so I just think about the family. And let me see if I can pull up another tweet here before I get to the family situation, what's going on with the family. Apparently people putting out fake Twitter accounts and whatnot. So it's a lot of all that going on. And we're going to get to that in just a bit. But so what I want to do is talk about someone who we're also going to talk about in a bit. And so Fred Rosser, aka Darren Young, those that know him, he said his tribute here on Twitter. Says I just can't get over Brody's passing. Brody was my absolute favorite to share the ring within WWE. His instincts and the way he just moved was different, and I was obsessed with being in the ring with him. Too young. Absolutely, he was 41 years old, guys. And I was watching Dark Side of the Ring the other day. Shout out to Dark Side of the Ring. They will be coming back. I can't wait for a season 3. And Dark Side of the Ring, they had this episode, the Chris Benoit episode. And, it was interesting. In the Chris Benoit episode, they spoke about how, with the steroid situation, all things going on with WWE, and that's not going on still at the moment that we know of, quite as kept. But, the main issue was that wrestlers, they don't live past the age of 45, and that's what got to me the most. When I got the news and I looked back and I was at home with my partner, just like, whoa, is this real? And then it started flooding my timeline, and it was real. And it's like I said, it was a lot to just process, and still processing. I'm still processing it. But on that episode, like, it just really hit me, where I just thought back, like, wow, it's really true. It's really true. Like, till this day in 2021, it is true that wrestlers don't live past a certain age. And I know people say, oh, it's a fake sport, and it's scripted and all that. Yes, and so is the movies, and so is everything we watch on television, majority. But that's neither here or there. The fact is that, like, I look at Brody Lee, and it says a lot about where we are as a society and as a community, as the IWC, as the internet wrestling community. where we are. And right now you have one side, you have Zelina Vega fighting for her freedom, just period. And then you have the intricacies that's going on behind the scenes in WWE, with the whole Vince pulling the strings, if you will, and trying to control their source of revenue outside of the company. That's a big thing. And I did a video a while back. You guys can check it out, DTA Podcast, check out our YouTube. I did a video on there about a broadcast about Zelina Vega, and she spoke about after she got, the situation with Vince. She got escorted. She got terminated from the building. Those that don't know, Zelina Vega, formerly the manager of Andrade, CN Almas, no matter what they call him. She got fired immediately, terminated because she didn't want to release her Twitch account to WWE. They want to control you like the labels, the music labels. They want to control every money, every inch that you make. And that's a whole nother conversation. But in that video that I did, it was an article that was written on the mix.net about Zelina Vega and how she feels about younger wrestlers and what they don't understand about the business. And so a lot of things just got to me when I was thinking about the passing of Brody Lee, and it's awful. It's awful that another one is gone so soon, but I honestly feel like the memorial that they did, it's gonna live on in forever. And like I said in the opening of the show, the latest report with the ratings for that night, they definitely was up in the ratings. I think there were like 30,000 or so from a million, and that says a lot about the love of Brody Lee. And I believe his family, was very happy with the way things turned out, as was I. And so yeah, there you have it, guys. That is the latest of what's going on with Brody Lee. But right now we're going to get up to some stories here regarding him, that being Brody. So real quick, so we have here the story of what's going on with him. And so I got this thing that hit my desk, and apparently we have Brody Lee's wife, who is out there and warning people of fake social media accounts. And shout out to Hill by Nature for this story here. It says here, AEW and Amanda Huber, wife of Brody Lee, has taken to social media to warn fans of fake accounts claiming to be her son, Brody Lee Jr. Two Twitter accounts emerged overnight claiming to be Amanda Huber and Brody Lee Jr. They sent out tweets promoting AEW and posted images of the Huber family. Amanda Huber took to Instagram stories to call out the accounts, which have since been deleted. AEW also addressed the accounts, warning fans of impersonators. You can see the screenshots below. So you guys could check that out at hillbynature.com. The story's up there. This is just crazy, This is just absolutely insane, that people have to go through this. It's really awful that that leaving after, like, the man just died and someone's already impersonating the family. It's insane. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, so the wife went there and she went on Twitter, Amanda Huber, to defend the legacy of her family, and it's just awful that she has to be put in this situation. I saw a report before about that she had to fight off other fake stories. It's just, people always try to get the news and, something called dirt sheets. They want to be the first to put the rumors and all this stuff out. And it's just the media industry can become sometimes. And so, yeah, so my prayers out for the family. Regarding Brody Lee Jr., though, AEW made him forever TNT champion. They gave him the title, and he's the forever TNT champion. I'm assuming they're going to come up with something new. So yeah, the event this past week was fantastic, guys. It's all on YouTube, and I have a special clip and just a bit right before we go to break. So tune in for that. Do not turn the channel, or yeah, don't go nowhere. There you go. So this last story I have here is about someone in WWE calling out people who are basically alluding to the same story that I just spoke about, but it's WWE superstar here by the name of T-Bar, who's not afraid to clap at anyone, basically. And it goes on here. Shout out to wrestling for this one. WWE superstar T-Bar took to social media to call out wrestlers who share conspiracy theories over the passing of Brody Lee. Yeah, so it goes on. It says here, Brody Lee passed last Saturday, age 41, due to a non-COVID lung issue. The Retribution member tweeted, T-Bar of Retribution, that is. He tweeted and says, if you're a wrestling personality and you decide to have a hot take that disrespects the Huber family, do me a favor. Take your conspiracy and go F yourself with it. Yeah. So as it goes on here, as I just said, here we go. This goes on with the story. Say here that Amanda, the wife, Amanda, had to respond to theories about there being a cover-up that her husband passed from COVID. She wrote on Instagram, there's no cover-up. There's no conspiracy. There was just a series of unfortunate events that ended in your world being crushed. What kind of position does that put you in when we're trying to grieve and people practically expect you to post medical records because since they were a public figure, they're entitled to all the knowledge of what happened? That's interesting. That is so interesting that this man is gone. And the fact that people are doing this, it just says a lot. Like, it says a lot about our society, our culture, social media, a lot of that. And it's really sad. And I could go on and on and on about this. It's horrible. And it goes on. It says T-Bar, the person that mentioned in the story, aka Dominic Dijakovic, wrestled Brody Lee at Worlds Collide, April 19, 2019. And you could get that on WWE Network. That was Brody Lee's last event, if I'm not mistaken, in WWE. Yeah, guys. So that is the latest there with all of that information there. But yes, so as I mentioned, we're going to take a quick break here. And when we come back, we will be talking about everything that's going on with his latest contract statuses in WWE and Impact. And we also have the latest on AEW and New Japan. Are they going to be working together? I mean, are they going to be doing something? Like, what? It's up in the air. Some of us know, some of us don't know. It's like, it's a lot going on. And we have an AEW superstar who is currently, I don't know. We might not see him in New Japan. I don't know. Everything is up in the air right now. I just saw a story that New Japan got a new president. So a lot is happening right now. So we're gonna take a trip all the way over to Japan. When we come back, we're gonna break down the contract statuses and all that, and then we're gonna end the show with some hashtag WrestleQueer. I'm gonna break it down what's going on in the world of all the LGBT, the ones that we could fit in this show, LGBT wrestlers. We're going to talk about that, about Sonya Deville. We have a special story on the man we spoke about in earlier this show, Fred Rosser, a.k.a. Darren Young. He has an interesting story. And then we're going to talk about the one and only Sonny Kiss. And remember, I still have a special surprise for you guys. So stick around for that. You're watching Sunday Night Wrestling here on our channels via DTA Podcast. And we will be right And we are back here on Sunday Night Wrestling. Those that did not know what you guys were watching, that was Brody Lee Jr., who happened to pin Adam Cole. I will play that clip again. That was shared by Britt Baker. Guys, if you guys didn't know who was pinning who, there you go. And I played again.
Oh no, I'm scared.
That's it. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, he's dying.
Britta's medical professional tried to explain that he has no longer capable of continuing.
Yes, so that was that there. Brody Lee Jr. Pinning Adam Cole backstage at AEW. I thought that video was absolutely just everything. And it's again, like I said before the commercial break, it was fantastic to what they did for the entire night, that whole tribute to Brody Lee. And I had to play that commercial twice for you guys so you can see just how awesome it was. My condolences to the whole family. Prayers up, rest up, and take care of one another. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna move on to the latest news that's going on in the world of professional wrestling. That being none other than what the hell's going on with these contracts. It's been a lot going on with these contract situation, and boy, I tell you, it's like, I don't know, but we're going to start here with the one and only Impact Wrestling. Who signed, who stayed, what's going on. It's interesting. And we have someone who's actually leaving Impact, and I'm really sad. I was on his Twitch the other day. I'm just like, what the hell is happening? But quiet as kept, Impact has an issue with keeping talent. And I don't know what the hell that's about. But so we got the latest on that. Who stayed, who signed, who's leaving, what's going on. That should have been the segment. Should have thought of that one. All right. So right now, thing that hit my desk, first of all, it was that, let's start with who signs. So we got the one and only, and this is just the first of the news that's hitting. I'm sure it's gonna be more and more, new year, new contracts, and more, signings. So we're gonna break that down. So shout out to Bleeding Cool for this one here. So we have the one and only, the ICU character. There's a lot of characters, but I actually like the ICU character. But the one and only Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute. Okay, no, that's not him. Okay, yeah, Sami Callihan has re-signed with Impact Wrestling, and I'm actually here for it. And he says here, Sami Callihan says here, shout out to Bleeding Cool once again for this breakdown here. He says here on Twitter, today marks when I would have been a free agent. I just re-signed Impact Wrestling, 2 years for big money. I got other offers, but I don't give a damn. This is my company. I made this company. I will be champion again in 2021. Hashtag the draw. So that's Sami Callihan, the draw. I believe he will be champion. And there's a reason why people decide to stay with Impact and not go such and such. Yeah, he's probably not making that the much that he would make. Sure, WWE would probably give him a good, nice cushion to sit on, but he's making enough at Impact, and he really believes in the promotion, and loyalty is that's basically what it sounds like to me. But the loyalty comes from the fact that I'm sure he has a good relationship with Don Callis and every other, and Scott D'Amore, the executives there at Impact, and so I think that I think that's what it is. You know, he's everyone sees what's happening in the world of wrestling. Just like I said in the last segment about with Brody Lee about how, you know, things are going on with WWE specifically with the backstage, how everything's going on with the contracts and whatnot. And now, you know, before this contract situation in WWE happened in August when Vince wanted to put this little clause in there where everyone has to give him their Twitch accounts and social media accounts and all of this and all of that stuff and cameos and whatnot. It went insane. And then Andrew Yang got in the midst of it. Maybe I'll play that clip of Andrew Yang in the next commercial break so you guys could get familiar with what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, so now fast forward to January where the new contracts are coming out and people are just like, So yeah, so Impact, we got Sami Callihan who's staying. But we have someone who left Impact, and that person is none. Impact is one less of a tag team. Ethan Page, that being the Ethan Page, aka Karate Kid, he is out of here. Or is it Karate Man? I don't know. But he has like a split personality. But so Ethan Page of the North, the longest reigning tag team in Impact Wrestling, he is leaving the company. And it's funny story, guys, because I was literally, you know, on Twitch, and I was chatting with the fans and whatnot, and I kid you not, I was like, okay, Ethan Page, because he put something on his thing about gotta sell all this merch. I gotta sell all my merch and da 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 da. So I was like, okay, what does that mean? Like where you're, you know, where you're going with this? But then I put two and two together, and most people were saying like normally when you sign to WWE, they pull all your merch off the site. So is he signed to WWE? We don't know, but he was like, everything under Ethan Page gotta go. I'm not selling this no more. Da 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 da. And everyone's on it like, what do you mean? Where you're going? Da da da. And he's just laughing. And so we don't know where he's going, but everyone's suspecting WWE because it's the only time when wrestlers do that. That is their way of controlling. You know, make sure. I mean, you know, and they want to make like you're serious, then let's do this. And now you're no longer Ethan Page. So it'd be interesting to see where he goes. He has options, obviously AEW, you know, New Japan. We're about to talk about that. So it's interesting to see what he does. But yeah, Ethan Page is out of here, guys. He is out of Impact. So they are one tag team down. I'm hoping that they can figure this out because it's not looking good for the tag team division in Impact. As I drink my San Pellegrino. Can you guys see that? Wait. Okay, there's the camera right there. Okay. Yeah, this is, what the hell is this? Blood orange. So, what was I saying? Oh, right. So yeah, Impact. Excuse me. Impact is up in the air right now. We're still getting more information. I want to know who are the women that's going to resign. And right now, Impact has an amazing women's division. They're bringing back the women's tag team titles, and actually, they're actually gonna do it right this time. They got former WWE superstar. Did she get? I don't think she ever got a Hall of Fame. That's a problem. Anywho, Jazz. Jazz is an Impact. She is assisting, and she's right now a part of a tag team ensemble with Jordan Grace, and they're vying to win the tag team titles in Impact. So I cannot wait to see that. They have a match this coming Tuesday. It's going to be interesting, and they're going to be crowning the new champs real soon. So we're going to wait to see what more rumbles out with that news about Impact. But yeah, so 411 Media says here, Ethan Page has definitely left. Contract has been up. This contract was actually expired, you know, literally the day when that happened. So, and apparently Impact still has footage of Page, and they have yet to air that. So there you go, guys. That's the good thing about Impact. They have their own little place that they film, so they could get a lot of content out the way. So that's great for them there. So I'm interested in seeing what happens next with Impact. Shout out to everyone at Impact who is doing the damn thing. Clearly, you know, I mean, these wrestlers have the right to say, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I'm out of here. I'm Gucci. I'm going to go and, you know, see what else is out there for me, or, you know, go elsewhere, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I mean, they have every right to. So I don't know. I just try not to look at it that hard, but I do know that the fans are, are going to be a little upset because we're used to seeing them on Impact, and so wherever they go, just hope that they is treated well, or should I say are treated well, and yeah, so we will see. Now let's get to WWE. So this is interesting. So WWE, as I mentioned, first of all, let's get into this situation here because WWE, they put themselves in this situation, first of all. This is interesting because they put themselves in a situation, and maybe this is a ongoing curse situation. I don't know. But so you guys know about Black Wednesday, right? Anyone that's living under a rock, Black Wednesday was the day of April 15th, I believe, where WWE, or shall I just say Vince McMahon himself, decided to pull the trigger on about 50 wrestlers, 50 people, majority of them wrestlers, some executives, some people were furloughed and then fired, whatever the case may be. And so now, fast forward now, these new contracts are coming out, and one thing that Vince has been doing is extending these contracts and locking people into longer terms, making it harder for them to leave, not giving that opt out or whatever is situation, because he don't want to lose talent. He doesn't want a 1999 happening all over again, where his wrestlers are just popping up here, popping up there. That's fair, but at the same time, is it? So now wrestlers are smarter. They're seeing what's happening. You did the Black Wednesday, and as I said, in August you wanted to do this whole Twitch control bullshit, and now you want to re-sign new contracts with these wrestlers, and they're like, pause. So that's what's going on in WWE right now. And let me try to pull up this story here. Shout out to Raja, man. Raja, I've been following Raja.com forever. It used to be RajaWWF.com, if I'm not mistaken. Now it's just Raja.com, but shout out to you, Raja, for this story, Raja.com, and Jeff Whalen for the writing the story here. So basically, WWE, they're right now, it says here, see exactly what I said. As we saw in 2019, they tried to continue their signing wrestlers to new long-term contracts. And unlike The Undertaker, not everyone wants to be signed to death. So, yeah. So they go on and says here, AEW creating a competition in the marketplace. 2020 was much more challenging with the pandemic, causing WWE to cut their business, cut their costs in their business as per the report, offer far less substantial offers to wrestlers who deals are running out. And that's another reason why they're like, let me see what else you can give me. So furthermore, WWE has shifted its thinking in that there aren't really out there to hoard talent or keep them locked in deals. And we've seen evidence of a plethora of wrestlers given their release over the last 12 months. Those who've been offering new contracts deals have suggested they're not nearly as strong or anticipated, and as such, at least half a dozen of them have decided to wait before agreeing to anything, presumably in the hope that 2021, this year, currently, brings in better news business-wise. The report also added that WWE was fine with these wrestlers waiting it out and hoping to renegotiate better deal down the road. I don't know who these wrestlers are, but we're going to find out more and more. Apparently, the news is going to be dropping real soon. We're going to be getting those names in just a bit, any day now. But I remember there was a story a while ago. There was a rumor going around and about a wrestler considering not resigning, and and then so I'm thinking. Here's my thought. Okay, so I'm thinking one of them is Kevin Owens, who's been rumored a lot. And first of all, let me prerequisite and say, just because these wrestlers are getting booked currently, and Kevin Owens has been getting booked amazingly in the top position and being in the Roman Reigns, whole just the Roman Reigns like level, like you're competing with the top dog, like, so I get that, but how he feels about his contract is another situation. So yeah, so again, here we are. And so WWE has a real issue. They have a real issue here with keeping their talent happy. And I do think Kevin Owens is one of them, as I mentioned. I also think the other one might just be Sami Zayn. I also think the another one who was rumored in that report, as I mentioned just now, like was, and he came out and denied it, which why everyone was like, okay. But Ricochet. So yeah, interesting enough. So I don't know if that still stands. We don't know what's going on. But also think about Aleister Black. You know, I brought up Zelina Vega, and you guys could check out the DTA podcast Sunday Night Wrestling. We did edition. We did a while ago for Zelina, about a month ago or so. But we did Zelina Vega. Check that out on our YouTube. It's there. And it you know, so that's her husband, Aleister Black. So we haven't seen him since. You know, I just think that this is really interesting. This is really interesting. And like I said, we haven't seen him since. So I'm gonna keep my attention on this. I'm gonna be looking at this like a fine comb. But yeah, this is interesting what's happening here. So we're gonna follow that story. But yeah, so now let's get to what's going down tonight. And boy, oh boy. So tonight is Wrestle Kingdom. And just about another another 4 hours, 3 hours. We're gonna be live. New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Kingdom number 15. This is the biggest event of the beginning of the year. Every year, Wrestle Kingdom is lit. And shout out to everyone who's participating in this event tonight. I know Leah Rush was just out. Leah Rush was just out in Japan doing some things out there for the J Cup out there in New Japan Super Junior Cup. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so now we got tonight being the Wrestle Kingdom, the 15th edition of Wrestle Kingdom, guys. And tonight is going to be really, really interesting. I got the whole breakdown for you. Yeah, I put in 2 hours in Wrestle, whatever. Deal with it. Okay, we're going to keep that up there on the screen. So I'm going to pull up this here with what the hell? There we go. So we got Wrestle Kingdom here. And shout out Nature for the match card here. Again, you guys want to watch Wrestle Kingdom tonight? It starts at 3 a.m. Eastern time. And Monday, it's 3 a.m. as well, Monday morning. And you guys can get that on New Japan World. I believe it's $9.99 a month, just like everything else out there. But yeah, so here's the match card real quick. And I'm going to save a certain one for at the end because I have a story that ties to it. So we're going to kick off with this. The New Japan Rambo Winner Challenge Provisional KOPW 2021 Trophy on night 2. And then we have Hiromu Takahashi versus El Fantasma. And the winner is to challenge the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on night 2. And then we have the tag team titles, IWGP Tag Team Championship. This is all night 1. IWGP Tag Team Championship, the Dangerous Techers, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. Those that follow WWE loyally know Zack Sabre Jr. From CWC. I believe it's the Cruiserweight Classic. And so yeah, that's where most people remember him from. And then they're going against the tag team champions. Oh no, wait, what? Okay, so the IWP Tag Team Championship, the Dangerous Techers, Taichi, and Zack Sabre Jr., the champs, are facing Gorilla of Destiny, the former champs. Gorilla Destiny is my team, man. I hope they win that. And then we have oh wow. So then we have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Great Okan. That's gonna be good. And then we have Kazuchika Okada versus the phenomenal Will Ospreay. It's good to see you back, man. Will Ospreay, he's on the screen here. And yeah, man. So that is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, that match. And then we have the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championship. But before we get to that, actually, you know, yeah, let's get to that story. So the IWGP Championship, guys. Those that know New Japan, that is is the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championship. And those that know are following wrestling, that is held by none other than the one and only Tetsuya Naito. And real quick, I'm not the most fluent in Japanese. I like to tout myself, but in the linguistics of it all. So yeah, so I was ignorant, and I was calling him Naito because it's his name is Naito, and so but the actual pronunciation of it is Naito. So I was saying Naito. So yeah, okay, fine. So Tetsuya Naito of Los Ingobernables. Ha! I said that right? Okay, so that's the faction. I love that faction. But that is Tetsuya Naito, the double champ in New Japan, the IWGP Heavyweight and the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, double champ, Tetsuya, and he's going against the one and only Kota Ibushi. Yes, again, someone that people remember from the Cruiserweight Classic in WWE. So it's going to be a banger. Trust and believe for sure. It's going down. It is definitely going down. But the person that I'm really, really interested in talking about is this person here, because he's been holding this down forever. Ever he got involved with the Bullet Club, I knew he was destined for greatness. I was like, you know what? Because they're not going to sit here and have have someone just be waiting. So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do. Shout out to Naito with his 2 belts right there. But once again, guys, the person that I'm talking about is this one here, none other than our boy from another one from WWE. Look at that. But he's now in New Japan, living large and in charge over there, and ready to take down the one and only Jon Moxley. Or did he? Did he take down Jon Moxley? So we got Kenta, aka Hideo Itami, wants Moxley and that US title. Okay? And yes, I'm typing as I say it. Okay, IWGP. Okay, forgot the W. WGP title. So yeah, Kenta wants Moxley, and he wants that damn IWGP US title. So the match that Kenta has in about a couple hours, Kenta, the briefcase holder, is facing Satoshi Kojima, and the winner receives the right to challenge the IWGP United States champion. And guys, those that don't know, the IWGP United States champion is none other than the one guy here that we're talking about is Moxley. For those that didn't know, he was the AEW and speaking of double champs, he was a double long ago. So now he wants Mox. And it's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's going down. And so the winner gets to face Mox. I'm hoping that they keep it with Kenta, because Kenta has been on the hunt. There's been articles upon articles about what's going down, what's going to happen. And I'm people are saying, was he the week before he went to have this match against Kenny Omega, the new champion? Was he the one to take up Mox? We don't know. But I'll tell you one thing that I do know is that Kenta is ready to come for Moxley. But I don't know if Moxley is prepared. But again, there are reports that we may not know if who's going to make it tonight, because there's reports already that AEW former AEW champion Chris Jericho is no longer signed to New Japan. There's maybe issues with them, and we don't know John Moxley is going to make this happen. But apparently, according to this reporting, as you guys heard, the winner of that match gets the briefcase, and they get to fight Mr. Moxley here. But check this out because he has something to say. Yeah. There you guys heard that loud and clear. That was Moxley right there. And speaking to the crowd and the audience, and basically you heard him loud and clear. No one F's with me. So he's coming in with that attitude. I'm here for it. Kenta, he wants that title. Let's see what New Japan does. This is going to be one of the biggest matches probably in New Japan history. I guarantee you that. So, and then night two, we have it says a bunch of TBA, so it's going to be a bunch of surprises here. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be a bunch of surprises in the four-way match for the provisional KOPW 2021 trophy. So whoever wins the first night is going to be fighting for the trophy, I'm assuming. So it's going to be interesting to see how they really handles that. I really cannot wait. Like I'm getting hyped even talking about it. So yeah, guys, Wrestle Kingdom tonight is in 3 o'clock. It is going down 3 a.m. I might even go to sleep. So after that, tomorrow, after the second night on Monday, you got as I mentioned, the four-way match for the trophy. Following that, we got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship with Suzuki Gun, El Desperado, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru versus 1 or 8. Being Rasuki Taguchi and Master Wato. That's their name, the team. And then we have the Never Openweight Championship, Shingo Taki versus Jeff Cobb. I love Jeff Cobb. I believe he signed with New Japan. So that's nothing new. And then we got Evil versus Sonata. Yo, that's going to be lit. And then we got IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Taiji Ishimori, I love Taiji Ishimori as well, versus Himaru Takahashi or El Fantasma. Whoever wins that match on tonight fights Taiji Ishimori for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight. And then we have whoever wins via Naito and Kota Ibushi, whoever wins that Heavyweight Championship, Intercontinental Championship, they are then defending it the next night against my guy that I love. And, I just think that this guy is everything. He's a fantastic wrestler. He's part of the Bullet Club. That's right, guys. I'm getting there. And I'm talking about the one and only. Y'all know I'm talking about. This guy here, Mr. Jay White. That's right, guys. That is damn right. I'm about Jay White. I hope. Listen, I know I just marked out a lot for like everyone in the whole damn thing, but I want Jay White to win. I really do. He deserves it. It's been a long return. I know some people may disagree, and stuff like that, but I feel like he deserves it. So whoever wins, he's gonna be fighting them for both of those titles, and we could have Switchblade 2 belts. Who knows? But he's ready. He's hungry, and he ain't playing. Like, this is nothing new. And I can't wait for it to happen. I can't wait for it to go down. It's going to be incredible. And, you guys tonight and tomorrow, 3 a.m., tune in, watch it, get the link, support New Japan. It's going down. It's one of the biggest events in professional wrestling every year. I can't wait. 2-night event. Let's see, maybe WWE would do another 2-night WrestleMania. Who knows? But it's going down, guys, tomorrow. That's the whole match card there. And yeah, but stick around, follow this channel, because next week when we come back for another Sunday Night Wrestling, covering majority women's wrestling, have a lot of news about Stardom. There's a WWE wrestler in limbo. What the hell is that about? We're going to talk about that and so much more. So stick around next week's episode of Sunday Night Wrestling. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. That is what's going on in the world of New Japan. Like I mentioned, tonight it is going down. So check out and be a part of history. Be a part of history. So yeah, guys, we are going to take another quick break, and then we're going to wrap up this show. And we're going to talk about hashtag WrestleQueer. And we're going to talk about what's going on with Sonya Deville. She is back. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about, like I said, Darren Young, a.k.a. Fred Rosser. We got some news on him. Interesting story. And then we're going to talk about the one and only Sonny Kiss. Yes. So stick around for that, guys. We here at Sunday Night Wrestling will be right back. Favorite group, well, everyone's favorite group actually, that is now one, that is being the New Day here.
That's why we wore the shirts, right? Because
yes, clearly we both have on the shirts and sitting here like, showing the New Day love, like, yes, it's definitely needed, and it's a sad day in pro wrestling. It is.
It's a day of, you know what? I think that it had to happen sooner or later. We thought it was going to be Kofi, didn't we?
I mean, we thought it was going to be Kofi, but then the longer they had it together, the longer it was just like it's never going to happen. But I'm happy for Big E.
And it's going to be a whole year they're not going to be together, but they're going to be back together. Eventually. But it's a good thing that Big E gets to stretch his legs. I mean, I didn't even know until I had to go back in the archives of seeing Big E. So I think the first Black NXT champion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was an NXT champion. So Big E is a big star in itself. He's the one that put Dolph Ziggler over when Dolph Ziggler cashed in his money in the bank. He's always the big force. He's been a driving force behind the New Day. I mean, let's be honest. Now, Kofi, and I'm not taking anything for Kofi Elijah Wood. Kofi's been World Heavyweight Champion, but we know the backbone of the New Day is Big E. He's the big guy. Elijah Wood had just came back from injury, and he's gotten even bigger. He's gotten a little stronger and bigger and thicker. Right. So, so Big E's new run, he's on a collision course with Roman Reigns, and I'm not saying, that we don't know. It's a toss up, they protect Roman just like they protect the Fiend. They don't let too many people beat him. If you do beat him, it was on one of those days. From what I'm hearing, well, we'll go into that, but yeah, with Big E, he's going to collision course with Roman, or for what I'm hearing, it might be a Goldberg twist in there. If you were watching
What's up, everybody? This is Effie, and you are listening to the DTA podcast. That's right, the official home of hashtag WrestleQueer. That sounds fun.
turn on. Yes. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. Yes. Great. I hate when I do that, but I have to mute myself during the commercials. So anyway, live broadcasting. We're live here streaming everywhere. The socials, DTA podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We would do Instagram, but it's kind of hard with the whole dimension situation. So I just post the clips later. Follow us at DTA Podcast on Instagram, DTA Podcast HQ on Facebook, and also follow us on Anchor. You could check our link. We have our link tree there. Links in our bio, and the Anchor is up there. Anchor, we're just up on the Anchor. Support the channel, and we have special clips on there. There's a special clip of me and my co-host Suplex City Diva from our season finale of season 2. She probably doesn't know about this, but I chopped it up. We chatted about Velveteen Dream. Absolutely hilarious, fun time, and also a little serious too, because there's serious stuff with Velveteen Dream, but we found the hilarity in it because he really has no aesthetic. So get into that conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Tweet us at DTA Podcast and let us know your thoughts. But right now, and thank you so much for Effie. As you guys saw with that commercial break, he gave us a fantastic cameo with request, and I really appreciate it. Effie has been an amazing person, just inside and out. I really love his character, him and his partner, longtime partner. I've been following Effie for a while. I followed him on Twitch most recently. We've been chatting, conversing. He does Monday Not Raw. Yeah. So that's what Effie does. Fantastic show every Monday. He does it while Raw is on. So it's everything to me. I love it. But yeah, so Effie is just a big, bowl of queerness, and I love it. I love him, just everything that he stands for. And I appreciate you so much, Effie. I really do. I would love to chat with you one day too. So maybe I should make that happen. But let's get to another person. You guys are now into the hashtag WrestleQueer section of this show. I'm going to get to this story right here real quick, and we're going to talk about the one and only Sonya Deville. As you guys can see, this past week on SmackDown, she did return. She was, walking in the background. She was out for a while. The match with Mandy Rose, and we haven't seen her since. So it's been real interesting. But Sonya Deville has been doing, aside from her returning to the ring, there's been a lot of news circling about her, and a really interesting story that was written not too while ago, this past week, about just her return and what could possibly happen. And so she's definitely in the news, for some good, some bad. But right now, what I want to do is find this picture of Sonya, where I can give you guys a brief update on what she's been up to, like with the pictures and whatnot. So yeah, here we go. So this was on her Instagram not too long ago, and apparently she was chilling like a villain. That she is the villain. But this is her on the beach. And I'm gonna read this quote here. Sonya looks bomb. Shout out to you, girl. She's looking good. And so I want to read this here. So she says here, never thought I'd be here. Mama always told me to stay clear. Money and the fame. Oh, she's rapping. Money and the fame and smoke in the mirrors, but I'm not looking in the rear view mirror. Whether I'm sitting there or up here, everyone looks the same, but that doesn't mean I have to play the same game. If I want to be somewhere that everyone remembers my name, I gotta dedicate and attract the same. Settling for less ain't in my game. You wanna be with me, you gotta carry the name. You know what, Sonya? We're gonna fight. That's it. I can't with her. I love that. I love that post. She was also featured in this magazine here, Cosmopolitan, I believe France, Cosmopolitan, saying here, fight for your right. I wish I knew what it all said. Yeah, in Germany, actually. See, someone says here, right here in the comment, someone says right here, can somebody in Germany translate this for me? Can someone translate this for me too? I want to know what the hell they saying on there. You guys could tweet us at DTA Podcast, and you could tweet me at EJP CEO Corner. I'm gonna put this up there for you guys. But yes, oh gosh, I spelled it wrong. You know what? This is just bear with me, guys. So yeah, so Sonya Deville is living her best life. Period. She's doing what she got to do. She's making her rounds, you know. And I'm happy for her. However, she is in the news once again, as I mentioned, this time not only for her return, but she's in the news for something else here. And so basically, Sonya is, you know, this past summer she had an issue where someone broke into her home. Yeah, someone broke into her home in Florida where everyone's staying there currently. And, you know, they tried to kill her. It's a long story. There was a kid, he was arrested on trial now. Long story. So, well, I think he posts bail, whatever, but as an update. And Mandy Rose was actually in the house that night, as well. And thank God they had her alarm that triggered it. And I mean, he triggered the alarm. And then they woke up, you know, I think a little fisticuff or whatnot, and she held him down. There's a whole story out there. But this update here says here, shout out to Hill by Nature for this update, says that Sonya Deville speaks on harassment and will take legal action if necessary. And it goes on here. It says WWE superstar Deville recently issued a short statement on Instagram addressing the fallout of a stalker situation, which forced the former Fire Desire member to actively step away from her role on television. She begins by thanking everyone. She says, I'm going to say this once to be clear. I love my fans very much and appreciate, despite what has happened, I do not categorize you all as raging psychopaths. But harassing myself or people I have been with, etc., is never acceptable. I share my life with y'all to extent, but because it's part of what I do and what I signed up for. That being said, I will not hesitate to report or take legal action against anyone that has sent threatening messages or anything inappropriate to me or someone in my life. Like I mentioned, I am not messing around at all, and it is zero tolerance. It is a zero tolerance policy at this point due to the reference incident. Thank you. Yeah, there you have it. Very strict, very straightforward. She's not playing with this guy. Let me see if I can find the article here. Yeah, there we go here. Again, Hill by Nature for this story. His name was Philip Thomas. And yeah, tried hostage attempt. And he was charged here for aggravating stalking, third-degree felony, armed burglary of a dwelling, felony punishable by life, armed kidnapping, ransom or reward or hostage, felony, life, and criminal mischief less than $200, second-degree misdemeanor. So yeah, a lot of charges against him, and she's ready to go forward. So this guy should be taken down. We're gonna do another video, probably not tonight, maybe the next few days, because there's another wrestler who's going through some situation, a female wrestler. We have a problem, and they need to be protected. And the only way they're gonna be protected is by a lot of people like us, like who are, you know, like myself and people just like the people who helped report the Brody Lee situation earlier in the show about fake Twitter accounts and stuff like that. And people reported that. I read up the story. They reported the DM into them. So that way, and then from there, like be that like that, we gotta be connected. Like if you support them, support them. If you can't control yourself around these wrestlers, I say get help. Get help. Get help. But that's the thing, right? That's the number one thing, help, right? But so it's very scary. I pray for her. I'm glad that she's safe. I'm glad that she's back working, doing what she loves. Hopefully we see a title reign in her future. But it goes on here. Shout out to Daily DDT, says Sonya Deville return is a chance to build something special. Sonya Deville return came as much needed jolt to the women's division in SmackDown when they needed the most. And it goes on here and says, there's no indication as to where she'll fit in feud storylines, but the fact that remains that daddy's home and she'll be looking to fight someone. Yes, these ladies should be individuals that Deville face first and to reintroduce herself back into the women's division. It'll be interesting to see what happened. And yeah, I can't wait. But it goes on, it says here, basically, other than the injured Chelsea Green, all the ladies on the SmackDown roster are involved in other angles. That does not mean Deville cannot be involved in a quality angle that builds her to the eventual title challenger. First, she does not need to immediately enter the ring. During her build against Mandy Rose last year, one thing that stood out is Deville can tell a believable story every time she touches the microphone. She could continue telling her story in another form, such as on commentary. Deville does not need to be in the role permanently, but just enough to remind people why she is here and why she's a threat. Plus, her presence as other women compete in the ring is close enough to action where she could get physical if needed. I agree. Then there's a Women's Royal Rumble on January 31st. I cannot wait for that. Maybe Sonya might win that Royal Rumble, guys. Who knows? In good taste, WWE should not mention her real life struggles and her return. I hope not. She's not freaking Jeff Hardy. But that does not mean a push to the top will not come back. Will not be a comeback story of sorts. Interesting. Okay. It says here, lastly, even though it's too early to tell, there's a chance that Deville will become one of the top names in WWE Women's Division if her return angle is built the right way. I think this is interesting, and yeah, they're saying basically to capitalize on the opportunity here. Shout out to the reporter, the writer here, Rafael Garcia from Daily DDT. Shout out to you for that one. This is a great one. There you guys have it with Sonya Deville. Let's see what WWE do. They clearly been listening to the fans. Yeah, so it's gonna be really, really interesting to see how exactly they handle this. Yeah, so let's get to this next story as we wrap up this show real quick. So Darren Young, aka Fred Rosser, is also in the news. So we're going to talk about it, y'all. We're going to talk about it right now. So Darren Young, basically, he is in the news for a lot of things. And one of the things that he's in the news for was that he spoke a while back about his situation with just, scouting, scouting for work, if you will. And so shout out to Wrestling News for this one. And it goes on, it says here, basically, AEW is not looking to sign anyone. Everyone who leaves WWE. And now that their roster is so big, they are more likely to turn down several ex-WWE superstars who want to work there. And former WWE superstar Fred Rosser, aka Darren Young, says he was told that there was no interest in signing him. He added that he was turned down twice. And he tweeted, "I got asked a lot, why not AEW? Well, I tried and I was told nope, not once, but twice. Besides, AEW wasn't my end goal. It's always to be in New Japan, no matter what. Don't ever get overwhelmed and decide to throw in the towel. I still got a lot of work to do. Hashtag block the hate." I love Darren Young. I love him. And he made his debut in New Japan this September, and he's been doing amazing things as well. So I can't wait. Yeah. Oh, Cody said also Heath Slater was also someone they were not interested in at the moment. So there you go. It's interesting. Those guys have a lot of control, and even though they left WWE to do better, get their own, that being Cody and Jericho. Moxley has no real creative control, but Jericho, Cody, I'm sure are pulling things, and Cody being more executive in charge, Jericho just being a loud fucking mouth. But I believe that they still have the WWE mentality, and they look at Darren Young and they're just like, nah, he's not good. And then Heath Slater, like, I'm sure they got the same mentality. Like, because a lot of fans, and I'm gonna be real, a lot of fans from WWE, and I fell in that situation too until I started doing a show and really breaking out that just format of just what they put is not what we should see, how we should always see it as. Like, it always be, we should take our own, like perceptions and stuff. They force feed us this, and then people run with this. So if he sucked in WWE, that he's going to suck where he goes, and that's not true. So I hope that's not how they're looking at it, because Darren Young is a hell of a good wrestler, and Heath Slater is doing really good at Impact. I mean, it's not the best storyline, and maybe he's not the best, I guess, like top star, but he's a worker, and they need workers in Impact. So I'm for it. I'm here for it. But yeah, that's Darren Young news. And then lastly, we have some news here about one of my people, Uh, one of my favorite people to talk about is none other than the one and only, ladies and gentlemen. Let me find this picture before I even. Okay, let me find this picture. Oh, there you go. There you go. So I'm talking about the one and only Sunny Kiss. Yes, 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 yes. I love this picture. So I'm talking about him, and so he is in the news as well. So sit back and take this in. So yeah, so we got a Sunny Kiss update, y'all. Hi. So yeah, Sunny Kiss, we got an update of you. And so Sunny Kiss, y'all. Apparently he is a college graduate. Like what? Yeah, so this story came across my desk and I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to talk about it, and I had to talk about it. So Sonny Kiss is a graduates college, and AEW stars congratulate him. This is about a month ago, whatnot, but I just love the fact that our wrestlers, our faves are just progressing in life. Like it's just, I love it. So a number of top stars from hold on, sorry. During an interview, Sports Illustrated back in July, Sonny revealed he was studying fitness training, fitness science, and kinesiology. Interesting. Kinesiology, I think that's what it's called. Kinesiology. Anywho, he goes on to say, a number of stars from AEW sent Sonny Kiss a huge congratulations for earning his college degree, including Big Swole, Lance Archer, Luther, Dustin Rhodes, Skylar Moore, Joey Janela, Danny Jones, goes on and on. And it's just awesome. Like, you know, those that we just saw Sonny in the ring with Joey Janela when he Kenny Omega about a week or two ago. So Sonny's still doing the thing and out proud and femme, and I love it. We love to see it. And we got to see it more. Shout out to you. Shout out to Nyla. Shout out to Effie. Shout out to all you guys. Billy Dixon. Every one of y'all. Shout out to the LGBT community. Hashtag WrestleQueer. And you will get that news only here where we can share it from a gay perspective. Hello. Yes. So I love everyone that's doing the damn thing in the community. These wrestlers are shining. You got Darren in New Japan, Sonny and Nyla in AEW, Effie running the Indies. You got just so many of us. Like it's incredible. Like it is so just, you know, and I know I could go on and on and on, but we're wrapping up the show. It's just, I just love what we're doing as a society and showing people that we're not going nowhere, you know. And shout out to all the everyone, the ladies, you know, everyone out there who's doing their thing, because we need it, and no one's gonna stop us. So, and I can't wait for what's to come this year, you know, because Effie Big's Gay Brunch was everything. Shout out to you, Sonny. Sonny, he fought Cassandro, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm gonna do a review. I'm gonna do it. Goddamn, I'm gonna do that review. It was incredible. You guys, just LGBT wrestling is here to stay. That's it. Period. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is talk about this last story here. And guys, I'm gonna be honest. It's not looking good. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors going around, and rumors are rumors, you know, and just take it for a grain of salt. But you know, there are many stories out there, and this whole thing started off weird to begin with, because I just don't know even, like, you know, why we even believing, you know, him. But he has some truth to what he said before about the hydrocortisone. So, you know, because Braun's issues right now with his health, and it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting where I don't know, like I believe him, but then it's like you don't want to like run with it, you know. But now that I see that everyone's talking about it, it's like, okay, yeah, this is a story, like, and we just got to talk about it. So guys, it looks like that there are reports saying that Vince McMahon is in bad health, and So I don't really know exactly what the future is going to look like right now. But Ryback, a former WWE superstar, Ryback tweeted, "Despite the pain and frustration that WWE has caused me since walking away, I want to send their love way towards Vince McMahon, as I heard his health isn't great days. Hopefully he can find the strength he can witness me kicking his ass fully for." Yeah, and this is shout out to Wrestling Inc. Wrestling Inc. reported this, guy. So, and they took Ryback's words. And then Jim Ross comment on the rumors about it. And on his latest Grilling JR, he says here, well, he's not a spring chicken like the rest of us in that generation. We all have to face the fact that we're mortal, and aging affects people differently. That's the thing about Vince in his age. He's still working like he was 25 years old. He doesn't stop. He worked for days ending in Y and no time limits. There are no requirements that say I got to get this done between 9 and 5. So you wonder sometimes how intense he is, and as busy as he is, and the responsibility that he has running a massive publicly traded company, if it isn't getting to be too much. I don't know the answer to that question. I am a lot more concerned about his health. Get into that. Than him being able to run the company, but he will run the company until they bury him. I don't think he'll ever sell the company. I don't think he'll ever slow down to any large degree. That doesn't make sense. I mean, if he's unhealthy, he has to slow down. But okay, slow down to any large degree, that's just not in his makeup. And if he did, he would not be happy. I fully believe people should all strive to find their happy spot. People should find that their happy spot or happy place, if you will. His happy place was working. It will always been that way. I think that's the one thing that made the company so successful. Nobody in WWE has ever worked as hard as the owner. But remember, guys, he said he's more concerned about his health. So is it true? We don't know. But the rumors are going around. # wrestling gossip. And we don't know, guys. But that's the rumors going around. This man has, took over the company in the late 70s, I believe, and from there on, him and Kevin Dunn and the investors that he took to buy out his dad, and get some wrestlers like Hulk Hogan and all that, and create WrestleMania, that was a long time ago. And with COVID and everything, it's interesting. There's some more stories out there that alludes to this, and I want to break this down more, so stick around for that, guys, on DTA Podcast. Follow us and make sure that you will be in the know. What a show. Guys, so that is all. It has been a wonderful show here with you guys. I'm glad that I got through this okay, because I thought I was gonna be just a little off because of what happened with Brody Lee, but we got through it okay. So I'm shout out to you, Vince. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, guys, once again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in here to Sunday Night Wrestling, the late edition, if you will. Make sure you watch New Japan. I'm Peter Parker, aka EJP. You can follow me at EJPC Corner. Tweet us at DTA Podcast, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.